Don't forget to subscribe and share. I'm back. So I'm a little bit upset. I've got a complaint, a moan. Yesterday I received some notification from the Royal Mail saying they're putting up the charges again. There's changes to international, there's changes to this, that, but most of the changes are to do with surcharges. They're adding another 1% on. It's a bummer. Just costs are going up everywhere, literally everywhere. So of course you've got to put your own costs up. But the fees that Royal Mail are charging you are a fixed cost that they've increased for every single item that you send. I think they've now got 3 or 4 different surcharges in the mailing costs, depending on the season, or depending if it's fuel, or if it's the peak, the peak season, or other things. Or environmental. They've got to basically upgrade their fleet, so they're charging us for that. It's a nightmare. I don't understand why they don't basically include all that in the price and just have one price. And if you've got to put your costs up, put the price of the postage up. Anyway, that's not the complaint. The complaint is that they're now going to charge, I've got to go back and read it again, but they're going to charge £2.50 for an item that didn't get delivered or it's returned to sender. I don't ever want them to return to sender. I think if a customer says to me they haven't received an item, you kind of send it again, or you do a refund. But where the item has been destroyed by the Royal Mail, you lose the product, the customer doesn't get the product, and they're sending back an envelope with nothing in it, like this one. That came through today. The envelope, you can see it's torn. There's no product in it. It's got RTS on it, return to sender. They're going to charge me £2.50 for that. And I'm wondering if there's a legal claim here for a failure of contracted services. Because this is a Royal Mail 24 letter, so it's cost me £1.93 plus VAT, about £2.30, something like that. And I've paid for that, for this, to be delivered to the customer. Of course, if it gets lost, it goes into the ether, doesn't it? And nobody knows. But where the package has been destroyed, like that, and the product's gone, who knows how that's happened? Somebody could just grab it, ripped it, took the product out, put it in the pocket. I've got to pay £2.50 to have that piece of that returned to me. £2.50. The customer hasn't got the product, so I've got to send it again. Maybe this customer's already made a claim, non-receipt, and I've already dealt with it. But I paid for this to go to the customer, and they've failed in their obligation to do it. And they've returned this back to me and charged £2.50 to me. And they'll say if I don't pay that, then I'm in breach of contract. Well, I don't get started saying it. They just put it on the invoice and I have to pay. And all these surcharges now are appearing at the bottom of the invoice. Yesterday I had £55 surcharges. But they don't tell you what it's for because they don't send the notifications out anymore. So you don't know. All you know is you're getting paid. You're having to pay £55. And the reasons they gave is that I hadn't stuck the label on correctly. Not on this one, but on the ones where they've charged me. And there's no evidence. They don't provide the evidence. So it's obviously got something to do with this automated solution they've put into. I think they bought a new system from Germany or something, and everything just goes in there and it's scanned, and if it's not scanned properly, then it's a defect, and they just automatically apply a charge. It's quite depressing. You're working for nothing, basically. Recently, I did some competitor analysis, and I saw that they were all using Royal Mail Tract 24. So I went to see if I could get a price on it. There's no prices anywhere. When they send out, there's just nothing. There's no way of actually doing it. So I wrote to them. I did some more research, and I found a page where you have to apply. Eventually, somebody came back to me, and they gave me a quote for the large letter and parcel for Tract. The large letter is a lot more expensive than the regular large letter 24, the CRL 24 on the large letter. But on the parcel, it's, where is that? I wrote it down on my whiteboard. Yeah, it's a 24 Tract packet parcel is going to cost me £3.29. Is that right? Let me just see. Parcel, 20 large letter, 40, parcel, £3.47, as opposed to £5.06. I pay £5.06 for a regular 24 parcel plus VAT. I charge the customer £5.99 for that. But on the tracked service, which to me is an enhanced Rolls-Royce service, it's only £3.47. My recovery cost is £4.17. It's a big difference, big saving. So it's a no-brainer for me. I'm going to go onto Royal Mail tracked. I'm not going to tell the customer. I'm just going to keep my costs the same, and I'm going to use the difference to cover costs like this. Unfortunately, it's all passed on to the consumer. It's a shame. So I shall go on to that. I'll go on to the Royal Mail tract. But you know, if these costs keep accruing or keep occurring, if you like, I'm really seriously considering of moving over to Evri and shifting my volume, or some other way of delivering it. I think there's other companies out there that'll do it. But I seriously think that I'm going to basically shift my business model as well. I think instead of actually, I tend to buy packs and rolls and boxes and split them, and we spend all the time like counting, measuring, cutting, wrapping, picking, packing, dispatches, all that kind of thing. And I'm thinking that the amount of time incurred in that endeavour is too high. And so therefore I'm thinking of just moving to packets, full packets, full rolls, and just basically selling that way. And my sales will crash for sure, but I'll save a lot more time because I can concentrate on selling wholesale, basically moving into a wholesale model. I don't think it's possible. But the other side of things, I'm going to basically also with the increase of the poor service, and the eBay is so unpredictable, and they take so much of the sale. You're only left with a gross 20% of the sale, and once you take all your costs out of it, you're not making a profit. You're not a profit to enable you to live. So I think I'm going to concentrate on developing my own website. That's been the performance of my own website has been quite reassuring, really. There was a time when I was doing about 15, 16 a month on eBay. They messed about and it's halved. It's averaged about 8,000 a month. Not enough. But my shop has rapidly increased in sales, and it's approaching what I do on eBay. And I haven't done anything to grow it at all. It's just happened. I think I have done something. Every time I get a sale on eBay, I send out a flyer. For me, I see it as a free marketing opportunity. And what I need to do is revisit my flyer and enhance the offer. So for every sale I make on eBay, then I have to see it not as a sale, but an opportunity to get a customer onto my shop. That's what it's about, shifting the customers from eBay onto my own shop. That's the cost that eBay are going to have to pay for not giving me a fair share of the sale, really. I also recently moved to a new postage model because the frequent increases in postage, price rises from the Royal Mail, just didn't give me the time to actually increase my own prices, because I offered a free postage model. And so with all my listings, I spend all my time going into the listing and increasing the prices. And in each listing, I might have like 100 different options, different prices for the quantities, or for, if a customer, there's a price for 5 meters, a price for 10 meters, a price for a whole roll. And there might be a black, the white, there might be a ½ inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. So the permutation's quite huge. So if a price goes up, I have to go in and change every price, every single one, and it was just far too time consuming, spending a whole year. Been doing it for about 8 years, 9 years, and for rolling, constantly updating prices all the time. And I thought, I'm sick of it. I can't get to grow my business. I don't have any time to do listings and things. And so I decided at the end of last year to move to a paid postage model. And that, of course, saw my prices collapse, not collapse, but reduce significantly, plus the postage. And I've got a multi-buy discount structure on there for, for the second item 5%, third item 10%, fourth item 15%. But when the customer does buy, for every additional item, I charge an extra 10% for postage. So I kind of claw it back a little bit. And it didn't really affect my sales. It just meant that I was competing in a different strata. Those that are in the free postage model, they tend to sell everything at cost in the hope that people buy 2 or 3 or 4 multiple purchases. They make their profit then on the hidden postage inside each purchase, which is a bit unethical, really. But it was also profitable when it happened. But you'd also get maybe 60% of your sales, you weren't making a penny, you're just breaking even, and then 40% you were making a profit on it, variable, of varying degrees. So I moved on to the paid postage model, and I set up profiles, and I've been marching through it. I've got 2/3 of my listings or more in these new postage models, and it's great. It's really great because now the postage is going up again. All I've got to do is go inside that postage profile and put in the new postage price, and that will affect all the listings. Job done. And that's great. I'm looking forward to for the first time, I'm looking forward to a price increase so I can do that. But I think with all the changes going around at me at the moment, I'm struggling to control everything. I'm doing my VAT at the moment. I'm coming to the end of the invoices. I've got to go and do all the automated costs now. And it's pressing because the VAT is due on Friday. I'll get it done. But then I'll jump onto other things. And I'm just disappointed with the Royal Mail, really. I feel as if Royal Mail and eBay, the platforms, do not see us as business partners. And yet we are. We're like an extension of their business. As a sole trader, one individual with the help of my father, I don't pay him anything. He just comes and helps. With the help of my father, I feel as if we are a pawn that they can just play with. The reality is that we're an extension of their business. It's like a house with a conservatory on it, We're in partnership together. Without my activity, they don't get the sales. They'll say, fine, sod off. Somebody else will come along and do what I'm doing. I don't think they will. That assumes that the nation is a nation of entrepreneurs, and they ain't. Within the nation, there's only so many who are entrepreneurs. There are only so many people they might have the desire to be an entrepreneur, but an entrepreneur is a risk taker. Somebody that basically invests his own capital or her capital into an endeavour to see if they can make a profit and a business, set up a going concern. And it takes a lot of mental capability. It takes finance, it takes capital, it takes a family support. There's a lot of factors that go into creating and setting up a business and running it successfully and staying alive for 3 years, 4 years and making a profit. I've been going for like 15 years in this now, so I've kind of succeeded. And eBay don't put any value on that. They say they do, but they don't. They just see us as a cash cow, really. Same with Royal Mail. The service that you get from the Royal Mail, the guys that come to the door, they're great. You build up a relationship with them, but the management and the customer service function, they're just willy-nilly putting up all these costs. We don't get satisfaction when we have an issue because they make it so difficult to actually get through to people. You try and ring, they say ring the customer service line, they give you a phone number, you ring them up, you've got like 40-minute wait. No one's going to sit there for 40 minutes. I want an equivalent of £30, £40 an hour. I'm not going to spend that kind of money sitting there waiting for a phone call to actually recover £2.50. So you just let it go, and it's just a cost it's a cost that I incur and the profit that they get, revenue that they get, and it's not challengeable. I feel as if I want to do a class action or go to my MP and let them know what the issue is, whether that'll make a difference or not, I don't know. But when I was getting a price for this raw mail track service, she told me how many packets I sent out last year, which I didn't know. Just didn't know. Because I don't know if there's any way, any statistics in raw mail where you can go and basically see what you're sending out and volume. But she told me that last year I sent out 12,000 large letters and 1,200 parcels. And I thought, wow, I didn't know that. And I think, hold on a minute, 12,000 at say £2, that's 25,000 plus say 1,000. It's about it's getting on for about £30,000 a year in postage. One man, one person is responsible for generating £30,000 a year in revenue for the Royal Mail. And if I decide to give up, that's it. They don't get that from me anymore. It just doesn't happen. Their revenue goes down by 30,000. So surely somebody who sends one envelope a month, a retail customer, whilst they're important on account of the fact that it's a service that they're providing and they're using it, I'm using it 12,000, 14,000 times a year. Do you know what I mean? My economic activity is their gain, right? And so I should at least have an account manager that contacts me once a month, say, Martin, is everything all right? Right? Any issues I can deal with you, that do for you. I say, yeah, I've had a couple of admin charges, I don't know what they're for, can you tell me? And you can say it was for this particular postcode and that particular postcode. And I say, thanks very much, just make a note. I'll go and have a look at them. And I can find out what I did wrong. And I think, is that what I did wrong? I didn't realise, okay, I won't do that going forward. But in the meantime, I'm blind. I'm scratching around in the dark like a little blind mouse. And I can't see how to stop these costs. Have I got a case? Is my argument just? Is it valid? I think it possibly is, but I'm sure there's quite a few people that will come back and basically challenge the notion. And I'll just say, well, don't use raw mail then, go with somebody else. And I agree. I think I might just do that. But in the meantime, I've gone back to this raw mail person and I said, yeah, I want to go on the raw mail tract and I'm going to try that. And I'm thinking, maybe the enhanced service inside that product offering might just see a lot more successful deliveries, but certainly see a reduction in costs for the packet. So it's worth staying with the raw mail for the time being to see how that unfolds. Just frustrating, really, isn't it? When you're a sole trader, you feel as if you my suppliers are fantastic. I place an order today, it'll be here tomorrow. They're brilliant. I don't have any issues at all with other trade suppliers. I think they're fantastic. I've got a brilliant trade wholesaler that I use. I'm so pleased that I've got them. I've never had an issue with them. But Raw Mail and eBay, I don't feel as if they're partners. I see them as partners. I don't feel as if they see me as partners. Do you know what I mean? I wish they would see me as an extension of their business. That we are a partner that is worth defending and protecting in order to ensure that we continue trading. Because if I've got I'm 60 this year, and I've got 7 years to retirement, and I'm thinking, shall I retire early? Is it worth going? My grandfather passed away at 63, my mother at 66. And I thought, what's in the back of my mind is like, am I going to carry on working, doing this, taking the crap from eBay and Royal Mail and getting depressed about it? Or should I just give it all up, sell up, and then just go and enjoy myself? I think I'd like to do that. But I also love doing what I'm doing. It gives me purpose. It gives me something to do. But I need to win. I need to feel as if I'm winning. And at the moment, I just feel as if I'm losing. I think an awful lot of eBayers out there feel the same way. I see the comments in the Facebook groups, and quite a few people have given up from what I can see. and quite a few people have shifted to other postage services. Um, I've got to research Evri a little bit more, you know, because I think that there might be an opportunity there. They do have a what is it, a postable service, but I think it's probably about, say, 20% more expensive than the Royal Mail. But I think at some point the Royal Mail will put the prices up again and it'll close that gap, and Evri will begin to look like an attractive alternative, even though it might cost a bit more for the postable items. And I might shift. The other thing I'm thinking about doing as well is, although it's a cheap solution, you know, these grey mailers, you know, the grey mailers, these, I mean, cheap as chips, but it's plastic, and it won't be long before the green movement attack this. If there's any green people out there, you know, social justice warriors or whatever, I think you'd be justified in attacking this. I really do, and get a cultural change amongst businesses to move on to some more sustainable packaging. And I don't know what the answer is for me. It will give me a problem, really. My costs will go up. But I think when this kind of thing happens to it, you know, it might, in the long run, basically be a cheaper solution to move on to something else. And in particular, I'm looking at recycled cardboard, cardboard packaging, to keep the stuff that I send flatter. And if I move on to Evri, their postable item is 30 millimeters, where the Royal Mail is 25 millimeters. So you get an extra half a centimetre, and that extra half a centimetre might make the difference between sending a large letter or a parcel. And the difference is like £3. So it might, if I move as much as I can onto parcels. No, that wouldn't work. Because most of my stuff's still large letter. That's where I stay with, like, splitting packs and stuff. The extra half a centimetre for a postable solution means that I could send a bit more and be a bit more compliant, and drag some parcel stuff down into the large letter rate, or the equivalent of the large letter rate at Evri. I think I'm rambling a bit and preambling, so I hope you understand what I mean. But what's your feelings on the matter about the Royal Mail and their price increases and stuff? I think that they've got this new guy that's coming in. Is he going to basically cut costs for us? No, he's going to cut costs for them, and he's going to put prices up for us, isn't he? Because he wants to make a profit. However, if lots of people like me get fed up, we're an important crowd. If we shift to other service providers, then they'll have to look at their business model, won't they? Well, I'm not advocating that you move to another service provider. I'm just airing my frustrations, but those frustrations basically include thinking about moving to another service provider. So if there's any Royal Mail executives looking at this, please understand, we are an extension of your business. We're an input into your business. And if we go, there's no input into your business. And that's really all I've got to say on the matter. So I've said what I've said. I've got it off my chest. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video. It will help me out. I'd do the same for you if you was asking. And let me know what you think. Adios.